pleasure to meet. My name is John Buonopane. I'm your USW staff representative. Nice to meet everybody today that I haven't met before. Just for everybody's information, the United Steelworkers is a big organization. We represent employees throughout the U.S. and Canada in a number of different industries. Steel, healthcare, aluminum. I got to look at the list, there's so many. Municipal and state government employees, law enforcement, believe it or not, and utilities. Utilities is where I came from, and I'm going to let my brother here, Jim Mariolis, he's the president of the Gas Workers Union, say a few words when I'm done. And transportation workers, the steel workers represent transportation workers, and that's you, school bus drivers. And to just talk about the healthcare workers for a second, Darlene Lumbos touched on it. The last time I was here, last time we met was in March, and those nurses out in Worcester made a very tough decision and did something that they had to do for their patients, for their families, and for themselves. And they're still out there, and we got to make sure that everybody knows that we still support them in this fight with this greedy, absolute greedy, vindictive, and revengeful corporation tenant company. It's absolutely disgraceful what they're being allowed to do in this state. Disgraceful. They're not allowing those nurses to go back to those jobs. That's why they're still out after 9 months. They already made settlements and agreements on the wages and the benefits and the staffing levels. But this greedy company, Tenant Corporation, won't let them back and take their jobs and serve those patients like they've done for the last 40 years. That's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. So that's the nursing industry. We have a much different job here. I should say you do, because I don't drive a bus, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. As I said, I'm from the utility industry. I've been your staff rep now for roughly a year and a half. Probably maybe one of the most difficult year and a halves a lot of us have had in a long time. Everything we've been struggling with. And one of the things that I learned during that year and a half, and I didn't really think about this before I started representing you and your group. The demanding, strenuous, and difficult job that you all have. I know that now. A lot of people don't know that. You have one of the toughest jobs. And I would probably say you have one of the toughest jobs in any industry that certainly that I have the pleasure of representing, but the steelworkers. Throughout the steelworkers' footprint in 2 countries in this continent, you probably have one of the most difficult jobs. I drove over here with one of my union brothers this morning from Malden, and I'm ready for a nervous breakdown driving through the city. I can't imagine what you have to do every day driving these 45-foot buses filled with your neighbor's children during a pandemic. You're responsible for making sure they get to school safely, driving through these 300-year-old narrow, congested streets. That's something I could not do. I could not get my head wrapped around that. And I know, you know that. I know that the people in your community know that. It's a very hard job. I know that your friends and your family and your neighbors know how tough your job is. The good people that you serve every day, the parents of the kids in this city of Boston, they know that. They know that too. You know why? Because they live in this city. I can tell you that your committee that represents you certainly knows that. They do it. They've done it. And by the way, I can tell you that they're one of the most dedicated and hardworking committees that I've ever worked with. So can we give your committee a big hand of applause? They deserve it. They really do. I got to make sure I have a lot of things I want to say. So, along with everybody that we know already knows how tough these jobs are and what you deserve, we need to make sure that everybody outside of this footprint knows how difficult your job is and how demanding it is. We need to make sure that the city leaders of Boston know that, right?
Yep.
Bishop T just spoke about Michelle Wu,
Yep.
recently elected into office, and I want to congratulate her.
Yep.
But she needs to know how demanding this job is and what you deserve for what you do. The people outside this city, the leaders outside this city at the state level, the media, they need to know what you do. They have a lot of opinions about what should happen in this city, but they don't live here. They don't know exactly what you do. We're going to let them know what you do. The people in this city, and this is important, the people in this city who make billions and millions and billions of dollars every day here, they need to know how important you are to the people who live in this city, the people that you serve, and we're going to make sure they know. One minute, I'm almost done. They need to know that you and your families deserve respect. You deserve a decent pay and benefit level. You deserve a decent retirement for your service and the work you've done. They need to know that you've earned the right to stand up. You've earned it. And you know what? Your neighbors know this. The people in this community know what you've earned because they're out there earning the same thing. And they'll support you. They'll stand with you with whatever you need to do to make sure that you're treated fairly by the leaders of this city. And I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, as a representative of the Steelworkers Union, and as I said, we represent almost 1 million people in the United States and Canada, that we stand with you 100%. That's my message to you, and that's my message to downtown, and that's my message to the State House and everyone else, that the Steelworkers stand with you no matter what it takes, no matter what you need to do to get what's fair. So with that, I want to introduce my longtime brother, the president of the gas workers. The gas workers had their own struggle, I'm sure a lot of you know. Were locked up for 7 months by a greedy, insensitive, foreign, global corporation. I won't mention the name, National Grid, they're right over there next door. I hope they can hear me. Oh, we're not going away. Well, certainly no transgive can hear us. But I want to introduce Jimmy Marios. He's the president of the Gas Workers Union. We cover Boston and most of the North Shore up to New Hampshire. Thank you.